Hello and welcome to the Late Late Show with me, your host, Craig Ferguson. Sorry, Jeff couldn't make it. He's on the American team. Bastard. Anyway, tonight we'll be featuring our ever-lovely, talented, always funny, super wonderful guest, the German turned 18. So, without further ado, here it is. Alright, so there's mostly bad news for us. I mean, that's good. We hit their front turret and penetrated. Yay. Yeah, but there's a lot of movement back here. Their tanks turn and head this way. We hit their weapon, troop movement over here, and then in return, they hit our weapon. Wait for it. There. Real bad news because, boom, we just lost the 75 main. So basically this tank is now just a very pretty distraction. It has the machine gun still. But what does that really mean? Next to nothing. So that's unfortunate. Anyway, we continue with the tank. They keep moving troops up on our left flank, and we give them small arms fire. They continue to shell the tank. Whether or not... I can't tell if it's area fire. Also, we take a casualty over here on the left flank. Sorry. Unfortunately, it's the leader, so that sucks. But for the tank, they continue to fire, and I don't know if it's... indirect fire, like they are shooting at the tank, or if it's the tanks themselves are shooting at the tank because they see it. You can see here the infantry gun fires a shell over here at infantry. They clearly see the Shrek team because they put a round over here. So that's it for the first half of our turn. Let's get some close-ups before we move on. Alright, first and foremost, the worst part of the turn. Boom. But hey, look, that guy picked up a machine gun. Yay. Okay, so now I'm going to view the center and left flanks kind of in a grand fashion. It probably won't be a jump cut, it'll probably just be me watching this, rewinding it, and watching it again. So you can see their tanks are backing up. We've knocked out this tank, so there's that. It at least got one kill before it died. We've got more troopmen over here. We see a guy on the head, tank moving up on the road. The crew's bailed out of the tank here. More troop movement. But you can see they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tanks that are up. Conveniently, they are all facing the Panzer. So it looks like it is working as a distraction. And we have 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tanks. Continued troop movement over here, moving up. Brief check. Let's just continue the turn real quick. So here's what we see over here. We got this guy, the guy, these guys. We know there's more over here. They're taking this head. And then we have all these tanks. So let's go ahead and get a line of sight check, or a who sees who check. So here we have these guys visible by these guys. Here, visible by our FO. Machine gun, and this team. Machine gun. This tank is visible by a surprising amount of people. Same here. If only our tank had a fucking gun on it. This tank, visible by this machine gun. This tank, visible by the infantry gun and those guys. All of those guys. All of these guys, and all of these. So that's what we see there. Let's go ahead and check out the left flank proper. So our initial contact is this rifleman here, or designated marksman. They should be deploying. They have the order to deploy. But it takes 10 seconds, so we'll know in a brief moment. Sorry, I missed the action by checking on that squad. Haven't taken their casualty yet. And there we go. They take a casualty there. Let's see where the shot came from again. Blow. At the end of the turn, these guys are deployed, so that order did get put in. Yay! Alright, now, to our right flank, we see a little bit of troops, but the woods conceal the general troop movement. See if that last bit was a casualty. Doesn't seem like it. Alright, well that does it for this half of the turn. Let's move on. Alright, second half of this turn. Yeah, okay. So, we see a lot more troop movement, and these tanks moving out. Clearly they're coming over here to be infantry supported, or support the infantry. They keep focus firing here. Jabba's tank finally moves into position. It was not quite there at the end of the last turn, but now it is. And it sees tanks, and fires! And hits right above this machine gun team, suppressing the shit out of it. A good effort. A good effort. Anyway, they continue to fire out the absolute shit out of this tank, moving their tanks over. And our fire mission starts. Now, there's a lot of icons where the fire mission was. And in a brief second, you'll see why that's cool. In a brief second, you'll see why that's cool. I promise. There. Look, a little rain right on the green dots, man. God, that sounded big to be an artillery explosion. What the fuck could that have been? Oh, it was a flank shot. Anyway, that was cool. Let's get some close-ups of our action. So you see, we still have dudes on this edge line. We're still shooting at them. They're still shooting at us. These tanks continue to reverse. Still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tanks, but you know how that resolves. This guy gets hit, and you can hear him pop some smoke.
Ende.
Real quick, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tanks. But again, you know how that turns out. That's how we end our turn. This guy backing up and still smoking. This guy sitting there. These guys moving around, kind of, sort of, or firing. And this guy smoking. Oh, but that's fire smoke. Over here on the leftmost flank, here's what we see. This team kind of a little far out, don't you think? So they go to ground and we lose official contact, so we continue to fire where they were. Meanwhile, we spot this mortar team back here. Still, mortar team. Not what I wanted to do, especially since we just got contact. These guys decide it's not that bad after all. And that's it for our left flank. Real quick is a casualty click-through of this group. Uno. And Duno. It sucks. So, visibility. Mortar team, visible by all these fuckers. Tank, visible by all these fuckers. The squads on the hedge were visible by our squads on the hedge, and same here and here. So, you should be able to pretty much tell who can see what. At the moment, no and nothing. Haha. This tank, same people. This tank, who gives a shit. This tank, those people. This tank, those people. This tank, those people. Oh, what is that? Another target for this tank? What's this tank see? That. Okay, cool. Boop, 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 boop. Cool. So here's what happens on our right flank. Their left. The trees. You can see they're just putting a shit ton of fire into that Panther and not getting anything out of it. Good job us for doing that. Bad job us for having a dead fucking tank. You notice our fire mission hits at least where they were. They're probably not there anymore, but they're probably where it's hitting at the end of the turn right there. So, hopefully we're inflicting several casualties. If we're not, we are at least suppressing the shit out of them and delaying their advance along this route. Alright, let's get a view from the little fucking Panzer that didn't do shit. Except deflect shells all day. Seriously, someone edit this to have like a fucking anime clip where the dude is cutting bullets in half and deflecting them. Because this motherfucking Panther. In fact, that last shell ricocheted so badly it like fucking broke space-time. Let's look at that again. Crazy. Less crazy. So yeah, fucking cool. Also, this guy's putting a lot of faith in that tank. I love that he just hasn't fucking moved. I'm gonna give him orders to get the fuck out of Dodge.